All right, Maestro. So this is what, the second feature from Bradley Cooper as a director. He got a bunch of fucking noms for A Star Is Born, which I thought was fine. It was good. It was a solid movie. 6 out of 10. Now we got Maestro, his second feature, and I've only ever heard from people that have tried to watch the movie but not successfully finished it. So it seems like I'm not actually sure if anyone has finished the movie. I've heard about like a dozen different people say that they started it but turned it off. I've also heard it's Tar at Home, which is why I would love to watch Tar after this, because I'm looking for a good excuse to rewatch that, and I could probably talk about it in my video. So we'll see. I mean, like, if I gave their unanimously loved film a 6 out of 10, and now they have a film that like people aren't even going as crazy about, then we would have to assume that it's going to be lower than a 6. But we're gonna watch it. We're gonna power through, I guess, and see how it is. And here we go. Ready, spaghetti. If your copy is longer, it's because Netflix has longer credits for different regions. Mine will start with the Netflix logo, just like yours. So anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It would be crazy if I fucking loved this movie, right? It'd be crazy if I'm like, no, actually, it's genius. I'm leaving that as a possibility. Ralph told me that there's a controversy over how big his nose is. That they tried to give Bradley Cooper a different nose, and that the guy that they're basing it off of in real life, his nose isn't that big, but he's Jewish. And so people are mad that they give him a big nose that he doesn't even actually have in real life. All right, a work of art does not answer questions, it provokes them in its essential meaning, and is in the tension between the contradictory answers. So is everyone's copy like 4x3? Like that's an intentional thing, right? I don't have a weird one. Okay. Full screen is not what anyone should ever call this anymore. Only some people's are 4x3? What the fuck are we... What? Does yours look stretched? Because mine, I think, is fine. I'm just going to watch it like this. I don't care if it's correct or not. Okay, people who saw it in theater said it was 4:3. So if yours is full screen, it might be stretched. Your copies might be stretched. If you have full widescreen, then your copies might be stretched. To the people saying that it's not 4:3, are you watching legitimate copies? Is the question. You're watching on Netflix's full screen? Oh. Maybe there's like a maybe it's not Netflix's problem, maybe it's like maybe there's a weird thing going on with your TV. Oh, so yours is changing aspect ratios? Okay, mine's been 4:3 the whole time. Weird. Huh. Okay, so the Netflix copy is not 4:3 for the whole movie. It's only in the black and white scenes, it seems. So my copy is borked. But then it's 4:3 the rest of the movie. I'm like just skimming through it. Even in color scenes for the rest of the movie, it's 4:3. Literally just the opening scene. Literally just and then some stuff near the end, I guess. All right. This is hilarious. That's bad CG. All right, so I have my Netflix copy synced up with the other copy, and I'm laying it over top. So this is what I did with this is what I did with RRR when they were having weird fucking audio shit. And I didn't want to pause my recording. RRR. No, I muted one of them, so they're perfectly synced with each other, and I'm not watching two on the screen at once. I have one overlaid on top of the other. I have the correct version now overlaid on top of the existing version that has. I have to keep open so that you have a time code. Is he Gabo? Is he playing the piano correct? I wasn't even looking. Apparently, Bradley Cooper like learned music shit for this movie, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I still only see Bradley Cooper. This is one of those things where it's like this isn't a really transformed into the character performance or anything. This is very boring. Oh, that's Sarah Silverman. So they gave him a big nose for no reason because he looks exactly like Bradley Cooper. There's nothing about the nose that makes me not think I'm looking at Bradley Cooper. This is like fucking film school narcissism. This is just so fucking masturbatory. Yeah, I literally was about to say it before I even read your commentary. I like how you put the word self before masturbatory, implying masturbatory isn't inherently self-masturbatory. I mean, I guess the term mutual masturbation exists, but like if you masturbate someone else, you could just say it's like a hand job. This is great. I find it funny how everybody is having a worse time than me. I've seen so many bad, boring movies. This isn't as bad as my experience with Elemental. This is kind of funny, boring for a bit. We'll see how it goes. It's only been 15 minutes. Um, it's just it seems insanely just masturbatory and narcissistic and pretentious, and this is fun. It's like one of those like cutaway like parodies. It's like when Tim doing his play in the roommates episode of Tim and Eric's bedtime stories. Like just encapsulates like the whole I think I'm doing art. No, I mean I would like it more visually if anthro animals or whatever, but that's not there's tons of things with that in it that I still dislike and dislike the writing of. This is like kind of actually this is kind of the same reason I didn't like what's that new animated thing where there's a bunch of cats and the fucking Zeke from Malcolm from the Nostalgia Critic is voicing one of the cats. It's like a YouTube thing. Lackadaisy. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I didn't like Lackadaisy is because the dialogue kind of felt like this. One of the characters, like at the very beginning, was literally just doing this. Like I should like Anthro Cats, the movie, right? I don't know anything about the original composer. Who does he remind? His voice reminds me of someone. Sounds like he's trying to do an impression of like somebody, but I'm trying to remember exactly who. He kind of reminds me in the same like tone and register as Jay from Nirvana the band. It's funny how nobody likes this movie, but it's nominated for like a billion Oscars. I don't know if a single person actually likes this movie. I've never heard of anybody liking this movie. Is this movie? I don't. Is this nominated for best sound? It better not win. He's giving such a weird performance too. Sarah Silverman should have been Sarah. What's her name? What's her name? Molly Parker? No, not Sarah Polly. Not Molly Parker. Not either of those people. She was in Shape of Water. Who's that? Who am I thinking of? What's her name? She was in Happy Go Lucky. Why am I fucking? I can't think of her name right now. Sally Hawkins. Thank you. There was an H. There was an S. Thank you. Yeah, it should have been Sally Hawkins. She would be better in this. Wow, Sarah Silverman's not good at all. Wow, this is crazy. Bradley Cooper's accent comes about as naturally as the guy in that classic cringe video where people are on campus and they're interviewing this guy and he's like, he's such a weirdo. He carries scraps of metal wrapped in a Norwegian flag in his pocket. And he's like, quite. You know, I just find these things interesting and I've developed my accent over time. I just started talking that way and found it interesting. Yes, quite. That guy. That's what Bradley Cooper's reminding me of. It's just so not like he's not really becoming the character. This is too like it's ambitious to direct a feature and have you yourself do all this shit, right? Like no one's denying that, but like for what purpose? Is it really just to like you just want Oscars? You want an Oscar. That's all it seems like he's doing anything for is he wants an Oscar. So I hope he never gets one. This is so boring. This is insane. I can't. It's not possible to like grasp on anything. This is crazy. Literally, like, no. How do I? How does anybody care about anything? Nobody cares about anything. Nobody likes this, right? Sorry, is this nominated for a screenplay? I'm like, this makes me retrospectively dislike everything about Bradley Cooper. I didn't have much of an opinion on him before. Now I just don't like him. This movie makes me like really hate him. Now I have a negative feeling about him. Yeah, nominated for 7 Oscars. This film. Cinematography for some reason. You couldn't hear it, but she pronounced it Emma Irrite. Is this like, does this think it's like The Artist? Oh, Zone of Interest didn't get cinematography? That's fucking crazy. Oh no. When I saw the first poster for this movie and it looked like he was like, "Ugh," like sweating, like he was doing like a cum face, I thought it was like literally about, I thought it was going to be like a fucking the piano teacher or something, like, ooh, there's a conductor, but also he's like a fucking sex pervert or something. That made me like almost interested. I'm like, oh, I wonder what Bradley Cooper's doing in this fucking thing. And no, it's just Bradley Cooper jerking off without any pornographic. This is awful. This scene's so bad. This thinks it's The Artist. What? This is genuinely awful. Like, it thinks it's invoking some sort of like whimsical type of like adventurous fun. Like, why are we doing this for a whole scene? None of it's impressive. None of it's like well choreographed. It's not well shot. Feet. What? Is he gay? Why was he so gay earlier and now he's not? I'm trisexual. I have sex with tricycles. What the fuck? He's like not showing any emotion. Bradley clearly has some friends in the Academy, or maybe just people. There might just be one of those situations where, like, if something presents itself as like an Oscar movie, then like, if it's close enough in some people's minds, they're like, "Wait, just like people aren't really sure what they just saw," and then they're just like, "Well, I guess I don't know. It was official selection at Venice, right?" It's rated R. I don't know if anything's happened to justify that yet. Blonde was so fucking funny. I would rewatch Blonde. Fuck. If there was a Blu-ray for Blonde, I would totally buy it. Fuck. It's so sad that we don't have physical media for everything anymore. Blonde is fucking crazy. He's kind of psychotic. Is he supposed to be psychotic? All right, well, I won't ask questions about things I don't know yet, I guess. So it's nominated for cinematography, original screenplay, even though it's based off an existing character. It's less original than Barbie, but that's nominated for adapted. Best actor in a leading role nominee. Best actress in a leading role nominee. Motion picture. Best sound. I haven't heard anything to justify best sound. And then makeup and hairstyling, which is like because of the nose. Yeah, but this is based off of an existing character. They're both based off of existing characters. Just one's a real life person, and the other's like an IP, and that's how they decide the difference between original and adapted, which is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Because the original person has like a story that, like an actual story that they're basing it off of. It's a real life story, ostensibly. But they're like translating an existing narrative into a film, whereas Barbie just translates an existing IP into a film, right? Like it's not like Barbie was based off of the book of Barbie or the real life story of Barbie. It's not like Barbie was based off of like one of the fucking movies of Barbie or like straight to DVD specials. Like this is way more adapted than Barbie, but it's nominated for original. Or being boring, or yeah, it really is that simple. Like if your movie's black and white, it'll get cinematography nomination. Did Nebraska get a cinematography nomination? Let's find out. Let's see. IMDb is being weird. Nebraska got a cinematography nomination, which proves that if you make an Oscar movie in black and white, you get a cinematography nomination. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. It really is that. It's so fucking embarrassing. Yeah, but The Lighthouse wasn't an Oscar movie. And also, The Lighthouse did get a cinematography nomination, didn't it? I think that was its only. Did The Lighthouse not get a Did The Lighthouse get 0 nominations or 1? I think it did get a cinematography nomination. Yeah, no, it did. Danny. All of its daddy. All of its daddy. I'm getting restless. This is fun. All right, so this is about where Shay dropped off. I heard he watched the first 40 minutes. Let's see if we can beat Shay. I'm about to like chew through my pen at some point. This is funny though. It's funny how there's just like this is the least interesting movie of all time. What? That's grooming. Now the baby's gonna have sex with its own parents. You're not allowed to show this kind of same-sex affection in public. What year is this? What country is this even also? Is this America? They're speaking English, but what year is it? If it's in black and white, I don't care if they're in New York. This is illegal. 2016. Well, I think that's how 9/11 started, was two guys kissing. Like the domino effect. All right. So we're going to go to the wiki for Maestro film. We're going to see if we can catch ourselves up to the plot. The plot is 5 paragraphs. Leonard Bernstein, at the age of nearly 70, plays a sequence on a piano from his opera, A Quiet Place. That's so funny. I guess that's where fucking Jim got the name. While being interviewed in his home, after he finishes, he shares a brief details regarding the significant impact left on him by Felicia, his wife of many years, and mentions seeing her ghost. So that was paragraph 1 of 5, and that was the first 4 minutes of the film. And then 1943, Leonard, the then 25-year-old assistant conductor of the New York Philharmonic, makes... Oh, wait. Sarah Silverman's on. She's really annoying. Let's watch this. I love Carey Mulligan, and I don't even think she should be nominated for this. She's, like, fine. Like, I love her. So yeah, we'll see how this goes by the end of it, but I think I found my would replace with Margot Robbie answer. Nice. BC467, you might be watching the optimal version of the film. Cuz Rise of the Skywalker Pinata cut was better, so maybe the Mario cut of this film is ideal. I'll watch the Mario cut next time. It is funny that we're 45 minutes through, though. All right, let's keep reading. The then 25-year-old assistant conductor of the New York Philharmonic makes... Oh, yeah, so Leonard makes his conducting debut at short notice when guest conductor Bruno Walter falls ill. His exceptional performance enjoys a rapturous reception from the audience and catapults him to fame. Despite being in an intermittent relationship with clarinetist David Oppenheim, he falls for aspiring actress Felicia Montalegre at a party, and the two begin dating. And then I'm not sure if the second sentence after that has actually happened yet. No. So that's all. Like, I've read a few sentences and we're caught up. 46 minutes. 4 or 5 sentences in the wiki plot summary. And we're caught up. 46 minutes through the film. There's been 4 or 5 sentences worth of information. Well, if tar was tar and this came after, then this is retar. Bradley Cooper is retar. You know what's funny? The exact same thing that I said would happen about people finding another word for It Started. Like, I'm using It Started. It doesn't seem to be catching on with people outside my community. Everybody's using regarded now, which is even funnier because it's just going to ruin a perfectly fine word. Now everybody's going to be saying regarded in like a year. Like, everybody's going to be saying it. It's catching on. I see it in a few different online communities. Regarded is like the next one. And we didn't have to. We could have just kept the actual R word. Could have just kept that. Now we're ruining a fine word. People are going to get pissy about saying regarded. It Started is fun, yeah. But it confuses people. I am very regarded among streamers. Thank you. I would say I'm the most regarded. Yeah, so it's in color in 4:3 now. I'm also watching the Netflix version. Get a towel. Ciao. Why do you got newspaper clippings on the carpet? You got like some little chow, like Pomeranian. Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is! Hey, Paul! Try to get a reservation in Dorsia now! You stupid bastard! Why 4:3 in color now? I don't know. I skimmed through and it'll return to the original aspect ratio near the end of the film, but without consistency with color. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm excited to hear what Scoot has to say about this because he has been dreading watching this, and I think this is going to be his own personal second 9/11. Hashtag release the Mario cut. Hashtag release the Mario Kart. Why does it sound like he's got like tissue up his nose? Is it because the prosthetic nose is blocking his nasal passage for real? Is that actually what's happening? This is crazy how, like, he just seems like an absolute Susan now. Like, Bradley Cooper. Sarah Silverman has been annoying for a while. Ooh. You touched that man wrong. It's crazy that like I'm reading the wiki plot summary. There's like nothing that just like it's a fun way to put things into perspective when you read like because the wiki plot summary is every notable detail for you to understand the plot is in the wiki plot summary. It's like every little bit of context to get you from the beginning to the end is there. So when you're like an hour through the movie and there's 5 sentences, you learn that it's a lot of nothing. None of this is actually necessary. Like if the filmmaking was that special or the acting was that special, then like yeah, you could make something entertaining outside of the plot summary. American Fiction comes out on digital tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow I can finish the last of the Best Picture noms that I haven't seen. I can't imagine American Fiction is going to be this bad. So this seems to be everyone's like unanimously worst Best Picture nom. Seems to be like pretty undebatable. Do I grab another drink, or what do I do here? It's crazy how nothing matters and it's the most boring movie ever. Well, yeah, he sounds like his nasal passage is blocked throughout the entire film. I wonder if the real person actually sounds like that. I should look it up after the movie. All right, let's see who it's based on. Leonard. It looks like, if I'm looking at a picture of Leonard Bernstein on his wiki, it looks like he has a way bigger nose than Bradley Cooper, so I don't know if that controversy is real. At least at the end of his life. Okay, his oldest self has a nose that didn't stop growing. Some people's noses never stop growing. Isn't that crazy? Noses and ears, those are things that like never stop growing for some people. Old people have huge noses and ears. Oh, God. Why do biopics get so fucking, like, so jerked off all the time? Why do people just fucking coom over biopics? Why, like, inherently just being a biopic? Like, just people are like, I like the person it's about. And I just want to see a fictional, like a dramatized version of their life. Yeah, documentaries are way better. Is this West Side Story soundtrack? It is. It's so funny how people got mad at me for, like, not finishing the Spielberg West Side Story. They're like, this is one of the greatest musicals of all time. You're supposed to like it. Bah! How dare you say? How dare you say you didn't find the songs to be catchy? That is an objective measurement. I can prove with science that it is objectively catchy. You remove human beings, the song is still catchy. To who? I don't know. But it's catchy, measurably. Was that the movie that generated the controversy? No, what generated the controversy was me thinking that giving people more context and information about an issue that wasn't really that big But me posting on Twitter being like, okay, well, here's why I didn't finish some of the movies under this particular circumstance of, A, online only film festivals during COVID, and B, trying to watch every Oscar movie but running at a time before the Oscars because it's usually not possible, especially when I'm trying to work on other projects. An hour can mean a lot, especially times 20 movies, right? That's an entire half a week of work, and that can actually mean a lot. And I wouldn't have watched my favorite movie of that year if I didn't skip the movie that allowed for there to be time for that movie. So the controversy happened because I thought that giving people extra context and information would be beneficial, but unfortunately, the people who are mad about it are just people that don't watch my videos anyway, like Movie Bob, and are just looking for reasons to, I guess, because they hate themselves or understand that like most people don't like them. They're looking for reasons to look at other people like myself and be like, oh, everything he's said is illegitimate. And it's a really easy thing to misrepresent if you give the little soundbite tidbit of information, exactly like the Kimba conspiracy, right? If you say like Kimba, Simba, suspicious, right, with no other information, then it's really easy to manipulate people in that way, which is why Movie Bob does the whole like, oh, you don't finish the movies that you review. It's like, oh, there's like a sprinkle of truth to that, but if you go beyond the single sentence, then you're lying, right? So what you might as well just be saying something entirely not true. I don't even know why you trick yourself grasping onto the half truth version or quarter tenth truth version. You might as well be saying something entirely fictionalized. I'm trying to make my top 10 2016, yeah. Yeah, there's like literally nothing that I can latch onto here. I'm really not a fan of the whole like, oh, it gets good after the first like 2 hours mark mentality that some people have. Okay, if we do 2 times speed, then we have to figure out how to... Oh, I guess I can hover my mouse over this thing. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so we're gonna... Do we have a Netflix one? Let's see. I think 2 times speed is the way to do it. Let me just... We did this with RRR, so no complaints. That's funny. There were complaints on RRR, but yeah. Yeah, we can do... copy filters. There we go. Then we can do display capture, add existing, do that real quick, and then do that, and then that. Oops. No. All right, hold on. Just don't want to get goofed here. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. No, don't worry. I'm allowed to show tiny, tiny bits as long as it doesn't claim the whole thing. Just hold on. There we go. Then we paste filters. Then we enable it again. Right? Yeah, hold on. Filters. Yeah. Now where is it? One second. Just give me a second. Now what? So there's a hotkey on let's see, OBS hotkey to center source. 1 second. Center source horizontally, vertically. Control Alt C, Control Shift C. Okay. How come I don't see it? Oh, there it is. It's just really small. Okay. So that's the source I want. And then we go like this. We go like that. We go like this. We go like top. Okay. Then we go left. Oops. So yeah, Netflix only displays like that for some reason. I don't know why. Like the negative time. So if you're doing Netflix, you're just gonna have to sync to the negative time. Okay. We got this. So it's a negative time code. Just go like that. And if I leave the mouse there, then you'll be able to see it. And then how do I do two times? Oh, I can do 2 times. Okay, so Netflix does 1.5 times speed. So we can do that. So I'm just gonna so Netflix, I don't know if Netflix can do 2 times speed. Okay. All right. Is that Callum Young? Are you fucking? Sorry. It's crazy how you don't understand what I was even doing. Netflix cannot do 2 times. It only goes to 1.5. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying everybody else can do 1.5. Okay, so what we're going to do then on Netflix, we're going to stop right at the negative 1 hour mark, right? So in 10 seconds, I'm going to pause it, okay? In 10 seconds, I'm going to pause it. And then I'm going to change the speed. All right, paused. Paused it exactly at the -1 hour, as in there's 1 hour left in the movie. So do the math. I don't know how to get it to display the actual time code on Netflix. It only displays the time remaining, which is stupid. Now I'm going to change speed to 1.5 times. If you're curious how to do this, I can actually show you the where the hell is my... Oh, I can just do this. I can show you here. Sorry. Oops. Where is it? 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 Why is it? Oh, what? Display. What the fuck? Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. Where? Oh, God. It. Oh, no. Okay. We're going to have to. It changed the... Oh, that's so stupid. I'm fucking pissed. Oh, I'm so pissed. Okay, we need to do one more thing here. Sorry, before we... All right, we're all paused. We're all paused. Just give me one more thing. Sorry. Copy. And then display capture. I didn't want to do add existing. And then we do that. So here's how you change the time code. Okay, you just go on, if you're on desktop, you do that. Okay, we're on 1.5 times speed. And we're just going to, oops, paste the attributes, paste the filters. Do that. And do that. Then we do this. We should have... Why the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Sorry, you're gonna have to give me a minute here. I'm gonna pause the recording. All right, so we're gonna ew, what the fuck? What's in this? All right, I have to go back because somebody didn't actually wash this glass. All right, BRB. All right, we're back. Yeah, so let's see if I can figure out what the exact time code would be for the other peeps. I should have paused on this thing too. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Yeah, somebody's just gonna have to leave a comment to help other people in the YouTube. I'm sorry. I don't know how I could possibly find the correct time code from the original source. I really don't know. So we're doing -100 on Netflix, as in 1 hour left on Netflix, and we're doing 1.5 times speed. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. That bot is inaccurate. All right, well. We're We're gonna do a little review of Matt and Steve's hot and spicy Caesar. So I had the regular Caesar yesterday. It was probably the best canned Caesar I've ever had. This is the hot and spicy one. I bought one of each, just impulse item. Matt and Steve's is a Canadian company. They started out making like Caesar rimmers, and then like beans you can put in Caesars, and like pickles. I think they got asparagus maybe. This is great. Okay, this is so much better. Yeah, killer bean. Hot and spicy one's weird. I like the regular one better. I'll still drink it. Netflix should allow 10 times speed. You know, it's funny. You can do 1.5 times speed on David Lynch's Monkey short. I wonder how he feels about that. This is so funny. It's so funny that this is a oneer too. It's so pretentious. It's like, yeah, this is the performance piece. This is the performance scene here. This is the Oscar moment. Like, it's so desperate. Oh. Snoops. This is so insistent and desperate. If that wasn't CG, it might have been like almost impressive, but It is so much more digestible this way. Like, it's insane. Rating so far, I don't know, 3. I'm watching the sleepy cut. That's where you close your eyes. This is a contender for most boringest movie ever made of all time. I can't think of another one right now. All right, Sound of Freedom was very boring. You know, once you're done watching a movie that's boring, you kind of just forget about all the boring parts. So you have like this warped perspective, you know? Oh, could you imagine watching this in fucking normal speed right now? So just to let people know where we are timeline wise, it's Carrie Mulligan and Sarah Silverman right now at dinner. So I don't know how great the sync is going to be for everybody. So we just cut to the next scene. Now he's conducting again. All right, Final Douglas knows what's up. If the movie is not good, why are we watching it at 1.5 times speed? Sorry, what are you? How do you not? That answers itself. It's watching him dance in 1.5 is fun. His conducting is really hoppy. Sure, remind me too. Right after this. Somebody replace this with Da Baby music. This is so fucking cringe. Is this supposed to be like the shot? Boo! There's a lot of penis in your heart. I'm still waiting for like this to be anything like Tar. is the fake conducting shit? I can't even fucking tell. The music was on piano and his conducting was on forte. So the music was quiet and he was doing the whole like wacky arms. I didn't even catch that. Hold on. Nine 11. What was the other movie that we watched with Cancer Mom? Oh yeah, it was Run Hide Fight. I didn't watch that on a watch along. Damn. I think it was before I did watch alongs. Cancer Mom was funny. Ah. Lady Ballers watch along when we have Joanna Man at home. All right, well. It's going by. I'm so excited for this to be over in 20 minutes. Less even. It's like it's crazy to just watch something where like every single person just feels like an asshole. And it's just you're just watching actors. You're just watching actors LARPing and everyone feels like an asshole. Yeah, I should petition Netflix to introduce 2 times speed, but only for Maestro. What? I mean, Netflix has tons of better, great films. Honestly, like. Yeah, Carrie Mulligan's good still. Has she won an Oscar? She's been nominated a few times, I believe. Yeah. May December feels like a snub when you remember how many nominations Maestro has. Oh. Poor Things and Zone of Interest are like top 4 of the year easily. And then Past Lives is great, and I haven't seen American Fiction. Wildlife was fucking terrible. May December is also top 4. I'm just sorry. I had a visceral reaction to remembering that Wildlife was a movie that I saw in a theater. Sounds like Minecraft music. Sorry. Who? This is the worst screenplay. How does this get nominated? Yeah. Nominating this for cinematography over Zone of Interest is fucking embarrassing. Why didn't you like Zone of Interest? Do you hate Jewish people? is what I would say if everyone's brains worked the same as the people that say that if you didn't like Sound of Freedom that you must be a pedophile or hate children being abducted. Like you can say that about any movie. You didn't like the movie? I guess you just hate Jewish people. I want to hear sound. I want to hear critical drinkers take on the Zone of Interest. Retarding, yeah. That's what this movie is doing. That's not the point, Olivia, but I can see how you came away with that. So we're back in not 4x3 for anybody. I mean, if you're watching on Netflix, then you know. But I'm shocked that I'm still able to use my dad's Netflix account. I thought they cracked down on everybody, but I've been using it here and in Atlanta, and we've been fine. I don't know if I'll still have Netflix after they crack down on it. You know, I think that AI technology is good because eventually you can just put in a prompt like, okay, Maestro, exact same movie, but his nose gets 1 inch bigger every cut until like the end of the movie. It's just nose on the entire screen, right? Eventually, you'll be able to make prompts like that. Eventually, it'll get so advanced that you can just do. Why is this shot in like fucking 240p? Is that like that for everybody? By the way. That was fucking stupid. Oh, thanks, Marty. Wow. It's no higher than a 3. I don't think it's any lower than a 2. I'm trying to decide between them right now. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about any of this? All right, I'm gonna continue reading through the wiki plot summary. What the fuck is the point of the movie? Like, honestly, what is the point of any? What is the point of any of this? What was the goal? To win an Oscar? That's it? Just Oscar. That's like the whole point is Oscar bait. Okay, well, what am I? Whoa. What's the what? Like, why did anybody do this? Like, what? Yeah, so apparently fans of the original composer don't really like this movie because it doesn't even showcase the most interesting or important parts of his life. That seems to be like the general consensus. That they just took an interesting person and had it just being him squabbling about his relationships. It's just like, what's the point? Yeah, pretty much every like IMDb user rating is just saying like no story. And apparently there could have been an interesting story and they just didn't. Well, gotta watch Tar. I'll probably be wide awake for that one, actually. This is a cancer. It ended with a cancer, so it finally, it was like honest about itself at the end. But oh, here we go. Yeah, you're right. I gotta do that. Hold on. All right, give me a second here. Yeah, so that's a pretty instant delete off of my hard drive. All right. Yeah, actual cancer. Like, how? I feel like my this is one where like my emotions have to come into play a bit here. Like, I really, I would feel dirty giving this a 3. I think I have to give it a 2. I think I have to give it a 2. Yeah, we're giving it a 2. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it was worse than Wish. It was worse than Wish. There's some things I could say about Wish that, the music was fine. They didn't write any of the music in this shit. It's like actual, just not. That's like the least substantive biopic I've maybe ever seen. It was so boring. How could they make something so uninteresting? You could take literally anyone's life on planet Earth and make it more interesting in a film format. For this guy to be like a famous person and them having this story be that uninteresting. Yeah, that was Oh yeah, I was gonna hear the real Leonard Bernstein speak. Oops, hold on. You're absolutely right. Hold on. You're a manager. I hate how that shows up at the bottom. Let me be signed into whatever fucking account I want and not have that blocking the screen. You're a manager.
One thing that
Okay.
I'm really proud of, and I'd like to say to you in front of a camera.
Okay, so he doesn't talk anything like how Bradley Cooper talked. So it's like not the same at all.
Maybe it's the only thing I'm really proud of in my life, is that all these conductors were my friends. Hi, dum dum, and all this dum da da da. I didn't say anything. It made it very much harder for me to teach them the syncopation, which is the whole.
So it's not. So it's like he wasn't even doing. He just kind of made up another voice, and then isn't that what Will Smith won an Oscar for? Is just like kind of making up his own voice, even though the real guy didn't sound anything like that.
Melodramatic year.
It sounds good.
Tyrannical, and make it serious. But she wasn't just.
Given this composer, I'm not competing with Toscanini, and if they say I'm not as good a composer as Stravinsky, well, I'm really a conductor. So
Okay, he doesn't sound anything like what Bradley Cooper was doing.
New key, a shifting meter, a sudden new counterpoint. But that's the Beatles, always unpredictable and a bit more inventive.
Literally nothing. It doesn't sound anything like him. Embarrassing. He's white.